right, guys, still reporting from Northwest Lens Summit. We got Chris from Cooke.
Hi, Matt.
How you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. So we were talking a little earlier that we're kind of between this, what you've been doing always, and something a little bit new. So let's talk about this something new, and then we'll talk about everything else.
Yeah, no, the new for us was sort of meeting this new customer, cinematographer, camera market of these amazing cameras like FX6, Komodo, Raptors, some of the Blackmagic stuff, and realizing that this might be, the future of cinematography. This stuff is not just going well today; it's here to stay. And so, in our Skunk Works lab for the last few years, we had to keep really tight-lipped about it. We've been formulating the Cooke SP3s, SP3 primes. We've taken the Panchro classic look and performance and designed an entirely new lens to give you the same Cooke classic look in this subcompact prime meant for mirrorless cameras.
And this guy covers the full frame?
Full frame. Comes in E mount, RF mount, L mount, and M mount. And so we're going to meet those Panasonic users where they're at. We're going to meet Leica users. That M mount's actually going to make it fairly versatile. You're going to be able to put it on your Alexa that way too, make people like Micah Kerner happy at rental houses. And so it's going to give a lot of flexibility to users. I was just talking to a DP. Her plan is to shoot Ronin as her second camera, and she's using the SP3s to match with her Panchro Classics.
Her bigger Panchro Classics. And so it's got that classic look. It's got this very small, very robust, like you feel the housing, you can tell it's got a nice strong feel to it. It doesn't feel cheap or chintzy.
No. A lot of love put into the housing. We get a lot of good marks on our focus gearing. We put focus marks on the top for solo shooters. We reduce the rotation, so that way it's a little bit manageable when you don't have a full crew and a focus puller.
What's the rotation on these?
180. And so, again, nice, robust. It's kind of hard to describe like in video and stills. I think that's what's so nice about a show like this. People get their hands on them, and everyone's been happy with them.
That's great. And so show me kind of what your, bread and butter has been for the last, 100 years? I mean, how long?
130 years.
130 years for Cooke making, precision optics for filmmaking. What has been kind of your top sellers on the high end right now? What's still moving for you guys?
It's still a Panchro world, which is crazy because we've been making a version of the Panchros since the 1920s, and it's still our best seller. If you had that like Amazon rankings, like labels, best seller by far would be Panchros. Even on the camera right now, we have a 50 millimeter. This is one of my personal favorites, the Macro 65. There's just no one that doesn't see through this lens and doesn't fall in love with it immediately.
What's the close focus on this guy?
It's about 3 feet, but more than that. And then you get a 1-to-1 on your macro.
1-to-1 on the macro.
Yeah, 1-to-1. And I mean, it's just spectacular. And like this could be your interview shot. I mean, if it was just maybe a little wider, you can keep it on for everything. And then in addition to that, we have our S8s. Our S8s are our flagship lens right now. The S series, since the S4, I think kind of helped redefine what people come to expect, not just from Cooke, but from cinema lenses. And so the S8s are the primo spherical lens you can get in the world right now. There's really none better than the S8s.
And so these are, the kind of the fastest on your high end. They cover the full frame. They have a nice long, nice wide range.
Yes, we have 12 focal lengths now. The 18s came out a few months ago. We have a 65, 35 that help fill in those original sets. We started with the 32, 50s, started with 7, now we're up to 12. And there's still more on the way. Fill in those big sets.
Do you know what the total plan is, the total roadmap of lenses?
Not all of them. We know which ones are in the horizon, but we got to save some news for Cine Gear.
Got to say something from LA. I thought we were special, Chris. Come on, give us the exclusive.
I brought the new thing today.
Just tell me one lens. Come on, just one. Give me one secret.
I'll
Come
show
on.
something new. I'll show something
brand
brand new. That brand new is the Macro 150.
Okay.
Gorgeous lens, meant to cross-cut with the S8s as well.
Okay, so this is in that range.
Yeah. So let's call it an S8, in a step S8. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
But 150 macro, again, 1-to-1, beautiful close focus, and match to S8s and S7s actually.
S7s, S8s, both full frame.
If
will
you're
come in.
shooting primo spherical Cooke, you can use those macros. And if you have some zoom shots in there, you could always squeeze in the Veritel.
You guys never fail to impress. Always amazing stuff, Chris. Thank you so much for showing us what's
Thanks,
going
man.
on. We still got tons more here at the Northwest Lens Show, so stay tuned.